Back to the South African morning. Now, Cape Town fire and rescue teams were kept busy throughout the night fighting the blaze that reignited in Parliament. They had managed to contain the blaze early on yesterday before strong winds caused a flare-up in the late afternoon. But for the very latest now, we're joined by Jermaine Carelse from the city's fire service. Jermaine, good to have you and good morning to you. I think first we just want to commend you just on behalf of the South African morning for the work that you're doing, quite tireless and selfless work that you're doing. But what's the very latest that you can tell us about where the fire is at in Parliament?
Good morning to you and your listeners. Yes, we all got some kind of a scary late afternoon just before 5 when the southeaster blew, and then it actually fanned the fire that was starting in the roof void of the National Assembly, and we had to bus in more crews. We had about 10 firefighting appliances and 60. I was on scene till about after 11 late last night, and at about 12 o'clock the fire was contained. We had a small flare-up this morning, also just around 5, but 2 water jets was immediately put on the fire and it's now extinguished. I can safely say that the fire has been contained. The southeast has died down considerably within the CBD.
That's good news to hear. We heard from Minister Patricia Dill saying that there was advanced technology used in this regard by, your rescue team members. Can you take us through what technology that the Minister was referring to?
Well, the Minister alluded to the fact that they used the drone last night to just give us an aerial perspective of exactly where the fire is. The National Assembly's section, there's about 4 or 5 roofs on the building itself. So it was critical for us to just ascertain as to where the fire is and obviously the movement or the fire spread, so that the firefighters could anticipate the fire spread and attack the fire at certain angles.
Yeah. With that being said, to what extent did the windy weather impact the work that you were doing trying to contain the fire?
Yes, the crews were busy with the ventilation of the area. There was still a lot of hot air and gases trapped inside the building, so they had to open certain windows. Remember, those windows were actually bulletproof, so they had to break open that windows. And with the introduction of the fresh air, that just gave rise to just start up that fire that was actually simmering within the roof void. And it actually caught a lot of us by surprise. But luckily, fortunately, no firefighters were injured during the course of that operations.
Yeah, that is a relief to hear, Jermaine. And with that being said, can you share with us the extent of the damage at the Parliament building so far?
Well, I spoke to the Madam Speaker yesterday. I briefed her. It's extensive damage because they haven't been allowed inside the building. From the old assembly side up from the 2nd floor up to the 3rd floor, that has been completely damaged, with the roof of that side also caved in. And if you look towards the National Assembly itself, the lobby, if you go inside the lobby, the entire ceiling collapsed, the Assembly Hall, the gallery, that has been completely gutted. First floor up until the 4th floor. There's sections of the floor that has been burned through, and firefighters had to obviously be extremely careful while they maneuver to get up onto the roof itself.
So on the ground, though, Jermaine, we know that a couple of streets had been closed off, obviously, to allow firefighters to make their way in and out of the National Assembly. Can you confirm whether those particular roads are still closed?
Yes, that road closures are still in place, especially the section where you're going to Parliament Avenue and down up to Spin and Bureau. But traffic officials are there and guiding the people safely to where they need to be.
All right. And also, just in terms of, the health and safety of the firefighters, I know you did confirm in the beginning that they're doing well, there were no incidents with them, but how difficult or how challenging was it for them trying to contain this blaze?
Yes, yeah, if you deal with such a structural fire of this magnitude, it's extremely difficult. If you normally have a vegetation fire that runs away, you can obviously see where the fire is going because of the lay of the land. With the structure, this is a very complex structure and 5 floors to deal with. But we got the plans of the layout of the structure itself of the National Assembly, so that guided them and they could actually see where the different areas are where fires could possibly spark up again.
All right, well, Jermaine, thank you so much once again, as opposed to you and your team, for not only updating us, but also the work that you have done in trying to contain the blaze there. Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Service spokesperson, Jermaine Carelse, speaking to us this morning that the fire has been contained. But stay tuned to eNCA. More updates, of course, from our team and crew from Cape Town regarding that blaze.